Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Oh, shoot. I forgot to put my microphone in. Hold on. Let me get this. It won't be too loud and obnoxious. Sorry. I'm going to have the microphone on because the windows and my fan can be really loud, and it's just too hot in here to not, excuse me, to not have that on. All right, so let me just make sure we're in the right place. We're at the right time. Okay. It looks like I'm good. Hopefully you guys can find me. If you're watching live, go ahead and let me know just so I can make sure everything's working properly and that you can hear me okay. Hey, Scylla. So it's another spicy one here. Hopefully we're supposed to get a break in our humidity in the next 24 hours, hopefully. But this might be a quick one because it's just so hot in this room right now. But I wanted to play with a bundle that I've had for quite some time, and it's perfect for the cape, but I will admit I was a little bit intimidated by this bundle. But I've been watching some other videos, just trying to see how they all work and how they work together, and that has helped me immensely. So we're going to go ahead and play. Good, loud and clear, thank you. We're going to play with the new, or it's not new, it was back in May, I think this one came out, the Rolling Waves bundle. So I have that to show you. I think those of you that are here on the Cape with me are going to love this one. And anybody who loves the water and gets sanctuary from the water will really enjoy this one, I think, too. Hi, Liz. All right, so let me turn this around and we'll get started because, like I said, I don't want to be in this room much longer than I have to today. I did want to share a couple of things at the start. So first off, the clearance rack has been updated, or is that what they call it now? Last chance. The last chance product category on our website has been updated. So there's some really great deals in there on some retired products. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check that out. There's also 2 new kits that are adorable. One is an adorable, like, wearable witch's hat. Like, it's not designed to be worn. It's more of a decor piece, but it looks adorable and it's super cute. And then there's a really cute floral, like, decor piece too. And those are 2 kits that are currently available. And then with a $75 order in this month, you can also get this Glow of Harvest designer series paper. It's a specialty designer series paper, so it has some pearlized finishes and shimmer, and this is $5 when you place a $75 order or more in the store. So that's the product of the month for this month. I have a feeling this one might go fast because it looks like it's gorgeous. I don't have it yet, but I think that will be a popular one. All right, so as I said, this is the bundle that I'm planning to use today. And I will admit, like, I've tried to play with this and I felt a little bit like, what's happening here? So I think I've got it figured out. I actually already have some pieces here from when I've played before. But you've got the stamps and the dies. So that is kind of fun. There's all sorts of, like, the only thing that really die cuts out from this stamp set is the starfish here, the little shells, and what is this? Oh, that's the conch shell. Everything else is kind of bonus type of elements. So there's some cute little umbrellas, there's some palm tree leaves, there's some shells. So we're going to kind of play a little bit, and let's see where we come up with. So I'm going to start with crumb cake because I just feel like that's the perfect beach color. You could use like pecan pie or basic beige or something else too if you'd like. I just love my crumb cake color. So I'm going to just fold this in half and we're going to start with this as my base. And I'm thinking that I want to kind of make it so that the water is going to land down here. So what we need to do, I think, and again, I'm going to be playing here because I'm not sure exactly how this works. I am, but I'm not. All right, so we're going to do, I'm going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use this kind of like my layering piece. Now, the one thing I've seen from watching is these kind of, end up lining up like this, and this typically like kind of goes underneath like this. So, but it's really just kind of playing with everything. And actually, yeah, because you kind of cover this part, and then this kind of goes under here and sort of fills in, I think. And oh, wrong way, this way. Not those little foamy things at the edge. Okay, so that's kind of the way it goes, but I think, you know, obviously want to do some shading in the color. So I think I'm going to actually cut some of these elements from, I'm going to leave this one because the white I think makes sense. But I'm going to cut some of these elements from, or maybe, hold on. Maybe what I'll do is I'm going to actually blend. Since I already have this cut, let's go ahead and blend this a little bit. This is Pool Party. This is white, obviously. So maybe we'll use a little Lost Lagoon here. Oop, that's not Lost Lagoon. That's Pool Party. Lost Lagoon, perhaps. I think when we blend it, that might work. If I can get this guy open. Here we go. All right, so just to show you from the dies, I wasn't really planning to use these. I forgot I had them. But this is this guy, right? Like this. See, there he is. And then this guy is this one. Okay. And then this one is this one. Okay. And you can really play around and kind of go to your heart's content with these, but I'm going to just kind of, I'm going to blot some of this off, and I'm just going to add some color to this too. I don't want it to be solid kind of blue. I just want it to have a little bit of shading to kind of contrast between the other two parts. Okay, like that. So now this is going to kind of go here, and then this will tuck under here. Of course, we're on white, so maybe I won't put it on white. Maybe I'll do tone on tone. Yeah, I think I might do that. So that's going to kind of layer together like that. But before we do that, let me actually, I have a little piece of this. What is this? This is 3.5. So let's do 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then we'll pile this on top of here. And then maybe I'll just do a thin 1/8 here for the white. So 3.5, we'll do 3 5/8 by 4 7/8 for this, to do a mat for this one. Okay, I'm not going to attach that yet though, because I think I want to do some like flicking. I want to have a little bit of sand look on this. So what we'll do is we're going to take this big blobby stamp. I don't know what you call this. Could be water, it could be sand, could be anything, but I'm going to treat it as sand this time around. So let me grab my big block. I don't use this guy very often, but I'm going to use him. Oh, and my crumb cake is in my card class stuff still. Here we go. Perfect. It's right on top. So I'm going to take crumb cake ink, and we'll ink this up. And I haven't used this, so I probably should have cleaned it, but it doesn't matter because sand will be kind of blotchy anyway. So if it's a little blotchy, it'll be fine. I'm going to try it on my grid paper first because I think that's going to be too dark. Yeah. And I'm going to just go ahead. I think I want to do it this way. Because, no, I want to do it this way. It doesn't really matter because I can always switch it around after, but. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to do it again. I want this to be kind of like the sand at the bottom of the wave. Okay, so we're going to do this. And we'll do it one more time here. Okay, so we've got that. Then I'm going to take my crumb cake blend. I'm going to hide everything that we don't want to be speckled. putting it under here. And I'm going to just flick some, come on. You probably won't be able to see it much here. Whoops. Now I really flicked it. This one's not really working. I think this one's kind of dead. Let's try this one. There we go. That's working. It does kind of rough up your the tip of your marker a little bit, so just keep that in mind. But maybe have an extra set of the ones you do regularly with this kind of vibe, so that you're only ruining one set. And I'm going kind of crazy, but now that it's actually flicking, there we go. Fun. I love that. You could also kind of spritz it or something like that too. Just has a little bit of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little bit of something going on there. All right, so now I'm going to take those pieces back, if I can find them. Okay. So this is kind of the foam at the bottom. I'm going to maybe move it up a little bit more. Okay. And then this, hold on, I gotta build it the other way. This kind of goes on top of this, like that. And then this goes under, like this. And I might actually make it a little bit darker, because it's kind of blending into the white. Do this a little bit more. Whoops, that's probably a little more dark than I wanted, but whatever. I'll just kind of make it so it's not blobby. All right. No going back now, so. But I wanted, this is going to kind of go underneath, and I wanted there to be a little bit more of a contrast there. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and attach this. So we'll put a little bit of adhesive on the end of this guy. Make sure it's not showing. And I'm going to just attach this to this one. It's not right connecting right there. There. Okay. And then this one's going to kind of get tucked up here. Okay. I might use a little bit of, and actually, you know what? I think I'm going to, because the shading is a little off, I'm going to go ahead and blend some of this color on here too. All right. So we'll do that. There. Now I'm going to use some liquid glue and attach those together. Oh, my liquid glue was so hot yesterday that it was just bubbling out. So let me pull that big grimy piece off. Let's hope this works now. Yep. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this here. Maybe. Seems to have stopped now. Come on. Come on, little guy. Oh my gosh, there's so much glue stuck on this from yesterday. It literally was just sitting on my desk like this, and it was just bubbling out because it was so hot in here. Come on. I just need a little bit. There's a little bit. Come on, little guy. Watch, it's going to come out in a big blob. Where's my little pin? All right, well, this guy's not cooperating. So let me grab my Barely Art glue. Put this together really quick. Hey, Kate. Long time no see. All right. Come on. Oh, my goodness. All right, so I'm just putting this guy together because he'll work Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh my goodness. My glues are rebelling. I got a pin for this one. That's not working either. Alright. Good Lord. The glue world does not like to work when it's hot. There we go. Alright. I got a pin in this one and that worked. Okay. So we'll just add a little bit here. Okay. Now, these we're going to line up like that. Okay. And then we'll stick this down. I'm going to try and cover all of that sandy part. And we'll stick that down like that. See how it kind of starts to look like rolling waves? I think we need to put this down here though too. Do we need a little bit of, so we don't want it to look like dirt under there. Let's add some shading to this too. You could use a fun like pattern paper to look like water here too. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to put some inking in here. And there's like a water stamp too. So we'll stamp that too. This bundle is really fun like when you want to play. And I think once you get like a solid thing down, it's fun to recreate. But it's definitely for those A-worthy people because there's a lot of die cutting and stamping and steps to make it look authentic, right? So let's see. Where is my other long block? Where do I keep that one? I know I've seen it recently because it's not going to fit on the regular block, I don't think. I might have to use another extra big one. Yeah, that one's not going to fit. Is it over there and I just can't see it? Maybe. I don't know. We'll use this for now. I have a long skinny one too. Is this one it? Yeah. Oh, here it is. I got it. I gotta reorganize my desk because some of the stuff is really hard to get to. Alright. So now I'm gonna use Pool Party again. And we're just gonna stamp a little bit of water. Do I want it full strength? I might do a little bit of both. So let's do that. Do it again. So that time I kind of barely did it, so it's got a little bit of mix in there. And I flipped it around a little bit to give it some different sort of polka dotty vibes, right? So it looks like water. There we go. All right. So now this can go here, actually here, and that kind of looks more watery. There we go. And then I'm going to stick this to the top. There. All right. So let me tape this down and then we'll cut the edges off. But this one's like a lot of fun to just play with because you can let your imagination go. Once you get over the intimidation, like I said, I've had this one for a few months now because I loved it when I saw it. It's very beachy. It's very Cape Cod, right? But it was a little bit intimidating. So let me cut off this part and then we'll attach the water parts. So this we're going to just kind of do a little bit further down to kind of cover that little weird edge here. You could try and like use that, but you probably could just use a regular piece of paper. I just happen to have that one already cut, so we're going to just use it. And I'm just going to do a little bit of glue here to kind of keep these little parts tacked down. You guys, I have showered like twice a day for the last 3 days. And I think I'm going to have to do it again. Because I'm already sweating from being in here for 20 minutes. Alright. That should be good. And we're going to flip this upside down. We'll put this so it's right up against the edges there. Okay. Perfect. Then I'm going to cut off this part. Okay. There we go. And then this will get layered onto here. And then we can pop this up onto here. Right? And then we're going to talk about some embellishing. Oh, did this one just run out too? It did. Both my adhesives just run out. Well, hold please. And grab another one. So much for a backup. I was like, oh, I knew one of them was running out. So I was like, oh, I'll just use the other one. And of course, now they both are out. That's okay. I had one handy. There we go. Whoop. Oh dear. I hate when that happens. Alright. It's usually too much pressure, which I was going hard. Alright, so we're going to do it this way. Right? Did I just do that right? Yeah. Yeah, I said I wanted the water to come down this way. Although I think, no, I did this backwards. You guys. I want it this way. So this is like the foam along the edge of the beach. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's better. There we go. Okay. I thought it was looking a little weird. Now I know why. Alright. So this is going to go on here, but let's do a little sand stamping around the crumb cake cardstock. So we'll take this and we'll just use a little bit of this sand kind of strategically around here. I'm not really having any rhyme or reason to this, just kind of stamping a little bit of sand here and there. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Let's fill that in a little bit. There. Okay. So there's that. And my card opens this way. So I'm going to pop it up on here. I'm feeling like I want a little twine though. And we also need to do a sentiment, of course. So let me find my twine, which is here. And I'm just trying to think where I want this to be. Sentiment, I'm thinking, well, let's do the sentiment first. Let's do hoping your day is perfect, and then we can stamp happy birthday inside. Or do I just, maybe I'll just do a thank you, because I can use those all the time. So let's do a thank you. It's a little guy though, but that's okay. We'll stamp it on, come on. Oh, I gotta get my block out. We'll stamp it on some white and some crumb cake. And then maybe what I'll do is use, what is it? The 3 banner punch. And do I want to do the middle one? Maybe either this one or maybe this one. That's a lot of space. I think I'll do this one. Trying to think what else I want to do on the page. Let's do this one. Get it lined up. Pop that out. Okay. Hi, Deb. And then we've got, oh, that punched a little rough. I don't know why. Just take some of that excess off. So then we can kind of do this, and then maybe what we'll do, or maybe we'll put it down here, and then put some shells too. Let's cut some of these shells. I think I'm going to cut them from white, and then we'll blend them with a little bit of pink. So let me move these for a sec. And we'll just cut it out of a white piece of cardstock, because then you can kind of blend them some different shades. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I love that you can cut all of these shells out with one fell swoop instead of having to cut, die cut 5 or 6 times. You can just one and done, right? Look at how cute they are. All right, so I'm going to put these on my table. And we've got all of these fun things. There's the last one out. Let's kind of I'm going to put them all right side up. And let's grab a pink blending brush and maybe our petal pink ink pad. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll use Barely Blush. It's more of a pink. Let's see. And I use my blending brushes are just like a color. So this is my pink blending brush. I have a blue blending brush. So you can do it however you want if you want them for different colors. I just like to do one color family, I guess. And I'm not going to add a lot of color to these. Just a little pop. You could cut them out of like other colors or, colored paper, pattern paper, something like that. I'm just going to do. I don't know that I'm going to use all of them anyway. Let's add a little wink to these too, where is my wink? I think I used it on the lighthouse card. Of course, it's going to be the last one I look for. Or is it? Here it is. Okay. So I had a little bit of... Oh, this one needs a little more pink. There we go. Okay. So, little Wink of Stella on here. It's too bad I don't have my Barely Blush shimmer pen. I haven't ordered it yet. They are back in stock. They were out of stock at the beginning. Because then that would be perfect. So if you have that, you could use that. Alright, like I said, I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to use. But, I don't know. I kind of like this better up here. But I feel like well, maybe you know what we'll do? We'll kind of do this. With maybe like this. And then we can put another one down here. Like that. And then maybe I'll put the twine at the bottom. I think I like that. Let's do that. Alright, so let me just add a little bit of liquid glue to these. Oh, he's not happy. Let's do that. Make life easy, because I'm melting. Alright, I'll do that. And then I'm going to pop this one up, I think. We'll just bend this guy's little leg a little bit. Or maybe we'll do a dimensional on that too. I don't know. Let's see. Where's my minis? We'll do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then kind of tuck that under here. Line it up. Okay. And then we can put, which one's the whiter one? This is the whiter one. I'm going to tuck him under here. Like that. Okay. And then maybe I'll put this one on with a dimensional. There we go. And then I'm going to take the twine, and around this layer, we will wrap a little bit of twine. And we'll tie a little bow on this side. And then we'll pop this one up. And actually, you know what would be cute? What I should have done, if it works, is if we do this. Or I could put, hold on. So we could do this, and then pop another little shell over here, because we want odd ones, right? And then I could put, or maybe I put this one over here, and put that guy in the middle like that. Getting him to stay put will be tricky, but glue dot should work. Let's see. Where are my glue dots? Those are packed as well. Here they are. Let's put a little glue dot on here. And then we'll put that like that. And then we'll attach this one kind of under here. Like that. We'll trim these down a little bit. My ribbon scissors so they don't fray. There we go. And then let's put this on with some dimensionals. Isn't this a fun set? Once you get going, I think it makes sense. But I think that's why I wanted to show it, because once you see it in action, you're like, oh, those are beautiful. These are really pretty cards. You know, if you ever need any beach-inspired stuff, or, you know, you're doing a special event at a beach, or you just live at the beach and you want to send some really on-brand type of things, this is a really good bundle for that. I'm going to just take one more of these, because that shell is going to make that bow heavy. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to tuck it under here so that that will hold that in place. There we go. Now I would like a little bit of bling, I think, too, but I want something small. I wish I had some of my iridescent pearls, but I think I'm out of those. So let's see what else I have that's tiny, because I kind of want to put something like inside those, but these are going to be too big. These little ones might work, actually. Maybe I'll use those. I was thinking silver. Or, yeah, but I think I like those pink ones. Let's do the pink ones. I need to go through all my embellishments. I need to do some organizing, but it's just been so dang hot in here, you guys. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're going to do that. And then that. And then that. I actually feel like I want to put this on the bigger one. Oops. Come on. There we go. There you have it. Super cute, right? Oh my gosh, this bundle is so fun to play with. Lots of ways you can kind of layer and make some really fun scenes, and I just love the beachy vibe of these. I don't know. I'm going to be doing a card class to go later this month. So if this is one you'd want to do a card class with, in the mail, let me know, because I do love this one, and I feel like the more I play with it, the more addicted I'm going to get. So, all right, my friends, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you really want to make my day, go ahead and subscribe, and I will be back next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern for another Tuesday Throwdown. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Bye.